Today is Earth Day. At least we have a day to think about our planet. In our everyday lives, it's easy to get caught up in what we're doing and our own problems and not think about how we're treating the Earth. As humans, we are the single most responsible species for harming our Earth by destroying our environment. For the sake of growing our economy and improving our lifestyles, we have increased the use of fossil fuels in our industries with cars, air conditioners, generators, and so many more things we use in our daily lives. According to the United Nations Environmental Protection Agency, carbon dioxide emissions have shown an increase of 90% since 1970. The excessive emission of carbon dioxide is warming up our atmosphere and causing harm to our Earth. For instance, deforestation is increasingly diminishing our forest land. According to the United Nations Food and Agriculture Organization, every minute we are losing forest and agriculture land equivalent to 20 football fields. And the most frightening part is that ice caps are melting and sea levels are rising. It is predicted that by 2050, many of the low-lying but heavily populated countries will be underwater. This means that millions of people will not have a place to live and either have to migrate to another country or die. My parents came from Bangladesh, which is a country at high risk. With a size a tenth of Angola, it has a population of 160 million, which means that when it gets partially submerged underwater, millions of people will get displaced. When my dad was young, he had to walk over a kilometer to reach the ocean. Now, the ocean is so close that it might grasp his childhood home and take the places of his childhood memories. He is not alone. Let me tell you another story. Pierce Seller, a NASA astronaut and scientist, visited space several times and was able to observe the way we are destroying our Earth from above, from deforestation to ice caps melting to small islands disappearing into the ocean. He has recently been diagnosed with pancreatic cancer, and as I'm talking to you right now, he might have less than 400 days to live. A couple weeks ago, I watched his interview on CNN where he emphasized the urgency of saving our Earth. In his limited days, he has dedicated himself as a climate scientist to tackle climate change issues as opposed to traveling the world. He stressed upon the existence of climate change by stating that if he could, he would shout from his rooftops that climate change is real. According to Seller's article, 2015 was the warmest year on record by far. But it was also the year where politics, policies, and science all came together to make a deal to limit the global increase of temperature by 2 degrees Celsius. This is a wonderful turning point, but this is a goal we must all work to achieve as a whole. After returning from the Global Issues Service Summit trip, I have realized the importance of taking action right now. We need to think globally, but act locally. We can go big and organize projects, create a fashion line for recycled material, organize beach cleanups, encourage an environmental campaign on social media. Or we can do small things, plant a tree, recycle paper, turn off the light after leaving your room. Taking action does not have to be big. You've heard these all before, but they're essential in this critical time to do whatever we can do to save the Earth, because this is where it starts. We all have an individual role to play. Everyone can start doing it this week, today, right now. It's Earth Day, a day for us to remember our Earth. But don't let it just be a day. Let it be every day where you do small things to take action to help our world, like turning off the air conditioner when you leave the room or putting your trash in a bin. Remember our Earth every day, because if we don't start taking action right now, if we don't stop doing these little things that hurt our world, then we are destroying our Earth. Our Earth. This is the only home we share with so many other people and species, so let's start respecting it.